जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरे वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरे वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी माता जी Sri Krishna Yashodanandan I will do Sri Krishna Yashodanandan Vraj Sukhadham He Krishna Gopika Vallabha Radhesham Sri Krishna Yashodanandan Vraj Sukhadham He Krishna Gopika Vallabha Radhesham Sri Yashodanandan Radheshwar Ras Bihari मीरा के श्री गिरधारी राधेश्वर रास बिहारी मीरा के श्री गिरधारी हे बंसीधर वनवारी हे बंसीधर वनवारी बरसाओ बंसीता श्री कृष्ण यशोदानंदन ब्रिज सुखदाम हे कृष्ण गोपिका वल्लभ राधेश्याम कृष्ण यशोदानंदन ब्रिज सुखधाम योगेश्वर युगावतारी कर चक्र सुदर्शन धारी योगेश्वर युगावतारी कर चक्र सुदर्शन धारी हे धरणीधर गौचारी हे धरणीधर गौचारी गजवाओ गीता ज्ञान श्री कृष्ण यशोदानंदन ब्रिज सुखधाम हे कृष्ण गोपिका वल्लभ राधेश्याम श्री कृष्ण यशोदानंदन ब्रिज सुखधाम हे कृष्ण गोपिका वल्लभ राधेश्याम बिहारी अर्जुन रथ के संचारी, गोपीश्वर कुंज बिहारी अर्जुन रथ के संचारी, हे मोर पीछ शिरधारी, हे मोर पीछ शिरधारी, बतलाओ कर्ण विधान, श्री कृष्ण यशोदानंदन ब्रज सुखदाम, हे कृष्ण गोपिका वल्लभ राधेश्याम, श्री कृष्ण यशोदानंदन व्रज सुखधाम, हे कृष्ण गोपिका वल्लभ राधेश्याम, विश्वेश्वर विश्वविहारी जन जीवन के हितकारी, विश्वेश्वर विश्वविहारी जन जीवन के हितकारी, हे पुनीत प्रेम अवतारी, हे पुनीत प्रेम अवतारी, अब आओ श्री भगवान, श्री कृष्ण यशोदानंदन ब्रज सुखधाम, हे कृष्ण गोपिका वल्लभ राधेश्याम, कृष्ण यशोदानंद। हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू फुल सेवा माता जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Harsha Mataji, and also Suresh Prabhuji. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, it's time for the invocation prayers.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. First of all, Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back. So, my sister just did a wonderful kirtan. It was a very nice bhajan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So, my voice is a little bit down, okay? I hope everybody can hear me.
You're not well?
Yeah, no, it's okay. Just a voice is down.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
we can
great.
hear.
Thank you. So, ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौर तिशे नमः. O most magnificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer respectful obeisances unto you. Krishnavarnam Trisha Krishnam Sangopangostrapashadam Yajnahi Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Sumedasaham. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is blackish, not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Nana Sastra Vicharnaik Nipunau Shadadharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuane Manyau Sharanya Radha Krishna Padaravind Bhajana Anandena Mattalikau Vande Rup Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizing me, studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Prabhu, Jai Shri Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Hare Krishna. So now we'll hear a recap. Am I correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Dandavat
Go ahead.
pranam.
Prabhu.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Please bless me for today's recap. If I go wrong, please correct me. Hare Krishna. So, yes, in the last lesson 10, Sharat Prabhuji very nicely explained this particular our Mahaprabhu's philosophy, which is called Achintya Bheda Bhed philosophy. So let us start with the recap session. The number of slides are more today, so we'll try to do as soon as possible. Okay, so from slide 1, what is the complete name of Mahaprabhu's philosophy?
Achinta Bheda Bhed.
Achinta Bheda Bhed Tattva.
Bheda
Which
Abhed.
gets
Yeah.
Bheda Bhed Tattva. Yes, Prabhuji. So in this, what is the meaning of Achintya?
Yeah, it talks about Jiva and Paramatma or Ishwar. So they are same and they are different. So eternally, Achintya. So yeah, and
Now,
again it's a yes.
she asked you what is the meaning of achintya.
Achintya is basically inconceivable.
Yes, that's the
Inconceivable.
right answer. That's the
Yeah.
right answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Inconceivable, that means something that is impossible to understand, or it's very difficult to believe or to imagine. So that is achintya. So we will understand like how that something that is so impossible to believe still can be approached or get connected to by loving devotional service. So such a such a difficult thing, but it gets controlled, or it is possible only by pure devotional service.
So
So
what is the difficulty? Can anybody point out? What is the
Yeah.
difficulty that is given right in the verse itself?
That is Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
It is difficult to think that one is there and he is also everywhere.
Yes.
It
So
is,
what it says? Something that is diametrically opposite. So how could this diametrically opposite things could be same? They could be understood. So that is what is achintya. That is unbelievable. That is really very difficult to understand. And that is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this philosophy is going to explain that. Go ahead, Mataji.
yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. So, how many, I just want the numbers, how many core principles from how many Vaishnava philosophies have Mahaprabhu integrated in this particular doctrine of
From the four
inconceivable?
Vaishnava philosophies.
Yeah. From the four Vaishnava philosophies, he has integrated how many principles in this particular doctrine?
Mataji, two from each.
Two from each. Okay. So now let us dive into these. So we will revise these four philosophies in very brief. The foundational influence we can see is taken from the four philosophies, and what has been taken, so that we will see in detail. So let us start from the Vishishta Advaita philosophy. So what is Vishishta Advaita philosophy in brief?
Hare Krishna Mataji. It is
Hare Krishna.
non-dualism with distinctions, and it recognizes only Brahm,
Yeah.
the prime quality.
Okay.
And
That
this
Brahman is the, yes, Brahman is the main thing. Brahman is the primordial quality, as you said. But then,
and all other diversity stems from fundamental underlying unity from the Brahm.
yeah,
All
everything is coming from him. All the diversity. Brahman is huge, one reality, and from everything is stemming out from him.
Yes.
So
Yes,
this is Vishishta Advaita. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Now we'll see Vishnu Swami's Shuddha Advaita philosophy in brief. Anyone would like to brief that?
Vishnu Swami Shuddha Advaita is a purified monism, and it emphasizes more on oneness of the soul with the God, and recognize that individual souls is its existence, and the illusion and ignorance still highlights a clear that personal consciousness doesn't it acknowledges both with unity and identity, distinct identity.
Yeah.
With the divine.
Yes. So it very clearly says that we are of the same, we are united with the divine, but at the same time, we have our different identity. That was Shuddha Advaita. Shuddha Advaita Vada. Now we come to Dvaita Advaita Vada. What is that?
So I will say, Mataji, that is monism and dualism.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And it also gives us the, which is like a unity and differentiation at the same time. Very, very close to Achintya Bheda Abheda.
Yeah.
It also gives the intricacies of worship. But in this, I think Nimbarkaracharya, he gives prominence to unity, and the differentiation is the secondary. Whereas in the
Yeah.
next one, we'll. Sorry, see, that's rubbish. Sorry.
Yeah. And little opposite to that is Madhavacharya completely refutes this in Shuddha Dvaitavada. So what is Shuddha Dvaitavada?
It gives
Suddha Dvaitavada is that both so soul is different and Lord is different.
Yes, it's completely different. That's what Madhavacharya tries to explain in his philosophy. So then, but there is a common thing between all these four Vaishnava philosophies. What is the common goal of these four Vaishnava philosophies?
Prema Bhakti, to attain Prema Bhakti and its transformative potency we get.
Yeah. So
It
the
al-
common goal, yes,
yeah,
Prabhu.
it also talks about eternity of the soul. That is very
Yeah.
important, and how you converge with that.
And also
Yeah.
the eternal nature of Jivatma
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah. Prabhuji said Jivatma is eternal. But
And
then what is
and
necessary?
we are necessary to worship bondage. Worship is the main to overcome ignorance and bondage.
Yeah. So worship to whom is
To
main?
Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna. So that means each philosophy is agreeing about the soul's relationship with the divine. So what is this soul's relationship with the divine according to these four philosophies?
It has both a part of divinity and distinct entity
Yeah.
of Lord Vishnu, Narayan, or Krishna. That is.
Yeah. It acknowledges all these four philosophies acknowledge that Jivatma has a relationship with
The
the
divine.
Vishnu Tattva, which, the highest sources, Shri Krishna, Narayana, or Vishnu, and that we are a part of it, but at the same time, we have our own identity, we are a distinct entity. Okay. So then we come to this particular philosophy, that is Mayavad philosophy, which is absolutely different. Like initially to start off with, Shankaracharya had to do that. So what is this Mayavadi philosophy accused of?
It is
How
just the repetition of Buddhism
Oh, yes.
in a different form.
Yes, correct. And
And it is deceitful.
in what way?
It talks about Mayavadi basically talks Jagat Mithya Brahma Satya. It says that
Yeah.
Brahma can come under control of the material illusion, and then you form. So all those 8 points are given. Basically, they
Yeah.
point to that.
Yes.
Yes.
It speaks that Brahma is Nirguna and Nirakara, and the soul merges into Brahma.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
No existence of soul. Yes.
Perfect. So all these accusations we'll just see in detail. So coming to one second. This is yeah. And compared to this Mayavad philosophy, what is the essence of Mahaprabhu's Achintya Bheda Bhed philosophy? Like we can see the points or the main core principles of Mayavad philosophy. So, what is Mahaprabhu's philosophy, essence of Mahaprabhu's philosophy?
Every soul is, every Jivatma or every soul is a part of the Lord, and
Hmm.
And they can be compared as to the spark and fire, or sun in the pot, reflection sun and reflection of sun in the pot, different pots. And
So what do we have to do then? Like after this
Eh,
realization? Yes, Prabhu.
Bhakti.
Bhakti.
prema bhakti
So
to
the
Lord Krishna.
Krishna
Yeah.
Prema Bhakti.
Yes, the essence of Mahaprabhu's philosophy is the pure devotional service to Lord Krishna. Okay, now let us see these Mayavadi principles in detail. What is Mayavadi understanding of Brahman?
Brahman is formless and qualityless.
Yeah,
And
it is.
it undermines Vedic understanding also that Brahman do not possess all these attributes.
Correct, perfect. So but then what is the Vedic understanding and where is the reference?
They pick up some like impartial understanding from the Vedas, incomplete understanding, like Shveta Shatra Upanishad or Taittiriya
No,
Upanishad.
Prabhuji, my question is, Mataji said that Brahman is formless, attributeless, but what is Vedic understanding and where it is stated?
Yeah, it is not, their attribute means, we call like the resources, right? Source of all power, from where creations and everything built. So they believe there's nothing exists, anything on that.
So that
They-
means
Vedic understanding says that Brahman possesses potencies and
yes,
attributes.
it has potencies and attributes, and which is stated with the references in the Upanishad verses of Shweta Avtara
Oh, that
3.19.
okay. Now
Yeah.
you saw the question. Now I understand. So, like Brahman does have the qualities, but they are transcendental, right? It's not like the material qualities. So that is the point.
Yes. Yes.
I think the correct
Yes, Prabhuji.
understanding you are asking is it's not Nirakar, it is Nirakar and Nirgun in terms of material qualities, but it has the
Yeah,
transcendental.
it has two aspects, Nirakar as well as Sakar. Both aspects are there. Okay, and which is stated in the Upanishad, the references are there. Okay, so then we come to the next point of Mayavadis, which verse states that soul retains its distinct identity while it's still a part of Brahman. The Mayavadis are saying that Jivatma, like Maya is just an illusion, and when the illusion is removed, the Jivatma merges with the Brahman. But Vedas, they refute this. So where do we find that? Which verse states that?
The
May Vansa Jivaloke.
Bhagavad Gita 15.4.
Yes,
Jiva
yes, Mame Vansha Jiva Loke. So can anybody explain this particular verse? Like how it is showing that we are a part of Brahman, but at the same time we have our own identity.
Mama Vansha Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatan. He's talking about we are eternal part and parcel, but separate from him, Sanatan.
Yes.
Soul
So
is
basically,
eternal.
soul is eternal. Correct. So Lord very clearly states in this particular verse that all the like Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable expansions. So the primary expansions are which?
Antarang Shakti, Bahir Shakti, are looking at that?
The Vishnu Tattva.
Vishnu
His
Tattva.
primary
Yeah.
expansions are Vishnu
Vishnu
Tattva.
Tattva, yeah.
And the secondary expansions are us, living entities.
Yeah, Tatastha.
Yeah. So the Vishnu Tattva is the personal expansion and the living entities are the separate expansion.
Separate
So
expansion.
this particular verse very clearly states that we are a part of it, but we have our own identity. We are not Vishnu Tattvas.
Yeah.
We are separated expansions. Okay. So let's continue ahead. As per Mayavad, the material world is illusion. How do the critic refute this particular view? How do they prove that material world is not illusion? Mayavad is saying that material world is illusion.
They say that if Brahman is true, the material world cannot be false.
Yes, perfect. So they are coming from that angle. They are refuting this particular concept or this particular principle of the Mayavad. Thank you, Mataji. That was great. So we come to the next. So what is considered as temporary practices by Mayavadi, which is actually the essential of true liberation?
Deity worship and chanting, they will consider
Yes.
as temporary steps.
Yes.
But those are important in the devotional service.
The not just important, they are the essence.
Yeah.
Without which we can achieve true liberation. So Mayavadis are ironically considering these as stepping stones or just temporary states. Okay. Correct. Now let us go ahead. Why do Mayavadis consider Maya more powerful than Brahman?
Because Maya, it states that Maya has the power to will the divine. Okay.
Yes. Maya has the power to cover the divine. So they are taking Maya is more powerful than Brahman. But then why Maya cannot be powerful than Brahman?
Because Brahman is the ultimate reality. If that is true, then ultimate reality becomes false, right?
Yeah. Because Maya is serving as a cosmic illusion. No? So it is serving whom? It is serving Brahman, no? The Lord ultimate. So if somebody is serving, how can it be more powerful? So that is the understanding. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. So according to this slide, Mayavadis are accused of cherry picking. Why?
But they are self-serving. They want to bring to a philosophy of their Jiva and Brahman is the same, right? Their philosophy, whatever is available, they select, manipulate, and present it.
Yeah, perfect. They will pick up from the Upanishad the only thing that is proving their point, like in this particular shloka, in this particular Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, from this particular phrase, Sarvam Khalav Idam Brahma. They will only point out that, see, Brahman is like it is the thing, it is
Everything
all
is Brahman.
Yes.
Everything is Brahman.
So they will only pick up that particular thing and leave the rest. So hence they are accused of cherry picking. But without understanding the complete in what context it has been said. So Adi Shankaracharya was basically into this, and he started this particular philosophy. But what was his true mission? Was he trying to promote impersonalism?
No,
Was
his
that
original intent was to establish the impersonalism philosophy as the final, but to prepare the ground for understanding of God.
Yes.
And then it was emphasized by other acharyas.
Yeah, he was understood in the wrong context. But he was at that time, he wanted to stop the animal killing. Hence, he started off this philosophy. But he wanted to lay that stepping stone, and further he wanted to establish a deeper understanding for the God. But which they did not agree. They did not imbibe the Mayavadis. Okay. So now we'll come to our Mahaprabhu's philosophy, Achintya Bheda Bhed. It is a very powerful doctrine. Why it is powerful? Because it is representing these Dashamula essential truths that we learned in Jaiva Dharma. So there are these 10 points, like 10 main principles of Dashamula. Gaudiya Vaishnavism is based on these teachings of Dashamula, 10 points that we will see in great detail. So we start off, the first one is pramana. What is pramana? The first, the Shabda pramana. So what is pramana? Where is this philosophy coming from? Why it is so?
Evidence,
Yes,
right?
Mataji.
Authentic.
Which-
Pramana means
Authentic.
evidence. And it gives
Yeah.
the real understanding of the truth that is given in the Vedas and Guru Parampara, through Guru Parampara. And it lays
Yeah.
the foundation of giving knowledge, ultimate knowledge it gives. That is known
Yeah.
as Amanya. And it is
Yes.
trusted by the trusted mentor who that is unverified about the rumors.
Yeah.
They carry a special weight for the authority source.
Yeah.
We
So
quote
basically,
Vyasa's Vedanta Sutras, Baldeva Vibhushanas,
so the
supported by
philosophy is basically not developed. It is taken from the Vedas. It is verified, like it is proved by the Vedas. The evidence is given by the Vedas, or it is understood by Guru Parampara. Two ways. So that is the pramana. Hence, it cannot be challenged. The Vedic knowledge and the pure knowledge coming from in the form of Guru Parampara, that is coming from the source, that is Lord Krishna himself. So hence it is the Shabda Pramana. So it cannot go wrong. It is not based on any understanding or any perspective. No? So it is the highest Praman, which nobody can challenge. It is not man-made. So Pramana is important.
Yeah,
And
10,
for which?
It is of three types, that is perception, logic, and Vedic.
Yes, perfect. Perfect, Mataji. Yes,
Yeah, I was just saying this 10 Mula Tattva established the ultimate reality. So
ultimate
different,
reality.
you have to go through the different filters. So the very
Yes.
first filter is a Nyaya. Nyaya has got many Pramanas, but one of them most authentic is the Pramana of Shabda Praman, right? That we talk about. So it establishes the authenticity of what they are saying and where to look for that source of that
Yes.
knowledge. And source of knowledge, that's what we are talking about here.
Perfect, Prabhuji. You put it so rightly. Okay, so then in the Dashamula Tattva, the second Tattva is Parama Tattva. So if we get the Pramana, if we get the evidence from Pramana, then for what?
Krishna is the supreme absolute truth.
We get the Pramana of the Parama Tattva, and the Param Tattva is Lord Krishna, that he is the highest reality. He is the supreme truth. So where should our focus be? Where should our devotion be? Towards
Krishna,
whom?
towards Krishna.
Krishna.
Towards Lord Krishna. Rupa Goswami is proved that he's made it evident that Krishna is to Bhagwan Swam. So our devotion has to be at the lotus feet of only Lord Krishna. He is the Param Tattva. Then coming to Sarva Shaktiman. Why is Lord Krishna Sarva Shaktiman? Why do we have to worship him? Because he is Sarva Shaktiman. So what makes him Sarva Shaktiman?
He is
Yes, Nitya Sakhi.
omnipotence, omniscient, and omnipresent.
Yes.
Including Sri Radha's spiritual energy, and he has two potencies, Bairanga and Sataranga. And also, he has created the Tatastha.
Yeah, perfect. So Lord Krishna is, yes, Mataji, you said all correct. Nitya Sakhi, Mataji, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, the same. Yeah, the Antaranga Bahiranga Shakti, and as we know, Tatastha Shakti also. And Bahiranga Shakti is the external potency, and Antaranga Shakti is Srimati Radharani, the spiritual energy. And Krishna is not only the creator but also sustainer and
The
controller of all
controller.
energy. Yeah, that's why we have to worship him
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
establish sambandha with him.
So
Correct.
again, if you go hierarchically, the first question, second, once is the Ishwar. So we accept Ishwar, then how Ishwar he is. So he's absolute
Yes.
controller, right? So everything that exists, he has control with everything. He's a controller, owner of that whatever you call. So again, further emphasizing the second point, right here. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Mataji, thank you. So it was so correct. Everybody said. So now we come to the Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu, that he is the ocean. So what do we get by worshipping him after understanding he's a supreme controller? We worship him, then why do we worship? What do we get out of this worship? Are we satisfied in our lives? Will we always be satisfied in material life, no matter how successful we are in every field?
Yeah, again here, this is a very important Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu. He is the ocean of all mercy, and we are his children, as we see that Mama Jivaloke. So then how to build a relation, right? So this is the emotion and all that. So again, giving path forward, how to go back to him, right? So ocean of is a relationship, building relationship
But
with,
why should I build a relationship with him? What
because
will I get?
because without relationship we cannot go back. Otherwise we will be going Jal Murtyu Jara Vyadhi will be here only rotating.
No,
So
but for devotees, we are just working for the Lord. The question is
yes,
not
true.
going back.
Yeah.
What are we getting when
We are
we
getting
We are
joy,
getting the spiritual
true joy,
experience,
Enjoy.
which is highest
ah
and
we feel
richest.
yeah
true joy
we don't
and
yes the pure love and pure
happiness.
satiety, pure happiness we will never experience unless and until we establish this, unless and until we come in connect with Krishna. Like
Inner
we saw na
awakening.
in Gopal Tapni Upanishad, even
Yeah.
in Vaikuntha, like
Varieties of love and devotion we get. It flows from him.
yeah, that pure rasa, that sweetness is not there in other forms. So that he is Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu. He is the ultimate source of all the love, all the sweetness, which cannot be experienced in other avatars. So then we come to this thing that Vibhinnamsha Jivatmas, like are all Jivatmas, like we are parts and parcels of Krishna, but are we same? All are same, all are at the same level.
No, they have different label, high and low.
Yes.
Although the soul is coming from divine, but they are spaced according to their karma.
Yeah. So Jivatma, like the soul is classified.
Yeah.
Two, what are the classifications?
Both liberated and unconditional souls. And Mukta,
Yes.
that is liberated and conditioned are Bada Jivatmans.
Yeah. So
And
what is
Bada
the
Jivatman, they forget Krishna and they're under Maya. They are in the illusion of Maya. And Mukta Jivatmans, they are free and they are free from material bondage and Maya.
So Mukta Jivatmas, they suffer or no?
No, because they rely on him, Krishna.
And
And
Bata
they feel blessed.
Jivatma?
They feel Bada Jivatma, they forget Krishna. That is the main thing.
So what happens when they forget Krishna?
They are very much depressed and not happy. And
they will be suffering.
Overall suffering. They are suffering more.
They will be suffering, no? Unless and until they become Mukta Jivatmas, they will be suffering. So that is the main thing. So hence we have to aim for being Mukta Jivatmas. Okay, so this is the two
Again,
differentiation.
Mataji,
Yes,
brother, just look at the previous point and this one. Akhil Rasamrita, it says it's a love and all that, but again, it start differentiate. If you don't do the Bibhinausa, right? Condition, Nikt, Baddha, Nikt, Mukta. So it just brings it. Ultimately, just relation is one thing, right? But also, if you don't do, then you become into Baddha, right? You struggle. So ultimately, it comes down to that's what I was thinking.
Yes, Prabhu, that if you have to achieve that complete bliss and come out of the complete suffering, so we have to come out of this particular bondage that you are saying. Yes, I understood, Prabhu, what you're saying. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay,
I'm
so we
sorry
saw
for
the
here
yes,
in this
Prabhu.
slide, in this particular slide, I have to apologize for that. In the title, there's a typo. It's not a Buddha. It's a Buddha.
Buddha,
B-E-A.
Buddha.
It should be A. You know.
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Forgive me for that.
you're making so
Yeah.
many slides, Prabhuji. This is
Sometimes I work in the night. So many
yes,
years, you know. So sometimes I make these typos, you know. Yeah,
thank you.
continue.
Okay, so with just 2 minutes left, and I'll complete. So we come to this Achintya Bhedabhed, like understanding the understanding of Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva, that Krishna is one at the same time different from his creation. So Srila Prabhupada, he's explained this very scrutinizingly, that how to know the Lord. So what does this particular philosophy is? What is the core principle of Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva?
Krishna is one is one from his creations, and he's different also
He is
from
different.
his.
Okay, so how do I understand in the form of from the examples? What examples? What
Between the
analogy?
sun and the sunshine, this analogy is given
Yeah,
between God and the Jivatma. The sun and sunshine are not different from the qualitatively, but they are different from quantitatively.
yeah,
So, see, the beam of the sunshine and the proximity of the sun is different.
yes, perfect, perfect. And the other thing, like
And the
the
Jivatma, qualitatively, they are similar to God as Sachidanand, but the quantitatively, they are different.
yes,
They cannot match Krishna's qualities.
perfect. Thank you, Mataji. Here, this particular sentence is so important. This another conception of difference in non-difference is that Jivatma partake in the consciousness and bliss aspect of the God, but not the being aspect. Like he has this thing of bliss. He has this he's made of bliss, but he is not the being. We are not Satchitananda. But
We are
we
not
have
100%. He has got
yes,
full of bliss. We are part because
yes,
we percolate. We get something. You know,
yes.
that's how we can also connect with him. We have that kind of nature.
Yeah, the fire
Yes,
and the
and
spark is just has the
yes,
quality of fire, but
yes,
it is not same in being
correct.
as fire. It cannot be called the full fire. Okay, so the essence is to do pure devotional service, that is Shuddha Bhakti. So what is Shuddha Bhakti actually? What are the two main characteristics of Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service?
Selfless and
Purity and
unalloyed devotion.
sincerity. Purity
Yes,
and
self
sincerity.
purity and sincerity. These are
Yes.
the two main characteristics of pure devotional service. It has to be pure and it has to be sincere from the heart. So what does it do? Like if it is pure and sincere, what will it do?
We'll do Krishna Priti, love
Prem.
Krishna,
Priti for Krishna. We should
and
have.
unalloyed devotion.
Yeah. It cleans the floor, they say. It will remove the impurities of the heart. It will make it pure. Only the heart can be purified only by bhakti. Without bhakti, it is not possible. And unless the heart is purified, transformation will not happen. Okay. And so the final thing is to develop what? To realize what? Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna Priti.
Krishna, Prem, love of Lord Krishna. So this is the ultimate goal of the all spiritual practice. The ultimate goal is Krishna Priti. Most of the other forms, unfortunately, they try to show that the love should be developed for the highest, but they are not showing clearly who is the highest. They get stuck up with other things. But Krishna, it is very clearly mentioned in our philosophy, the highest is Lord Krishna. We have to worship him. The way of worship is by pure devotional service. Only pure devotional service will give satisfaction because it is pure, and it will lead to the pure, because Krishna is absolutely pure. So unalloyed and unalloyed can be reached by pure unalloyed devotional service. So this was our philosophy, which is Achintya Bhedabhed of Mahaprabhu, and which is unmatched, which is the highest philosophy. So this was very nicely covered by Sharat Prabhuji in the last class. So I end
It
my
should be,
recap session. Yes, Prabhu,
should be
Mataji.
like Gopis, Mataji.
Yeah,
This should be
gopis are
Gopis.
the pure example. Yes,
Yes.
example of. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Over to you. If I have
Thank you.
made any mistakes, please correct me. Over to you,
No,
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you have it's
Recap.
so beautiful. See
Thank you. Wonderful, Kit.
the amazing quality Samata Mataji has, that just look at it, just analyze the way she poses the questions. One who really understood the basic philosophy of a particular subject matter, then only you can come up with the probing questions. So that's how she comes. So that's what I really admire in her. And I also admire all of you who answers questions so beautifully from their own perspectives. So that I appreciate very much. Thank you so much. So let me
Thank you.
first share my screen
Mataji,
here.
wonderful speaking.
Thank you very much, Samata Mataji, and thank you
Thank you,
very
Prabhu.
much
Dandavat
all
Pranam. Yeah.
all the participants.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is the today there are not many slides, and most of it really, the whole entire Achinta Veda, Abheda, Veda and Aveda, okay, differences and non-differences. So that the whole root cause, the root understanding comes from this Dashamula Tattva that you just, Samata Mataji, very nicely in a question answer format, she made it very clear the main elements of it. So from that aspect of it, exactly the whole entire the philosophy, Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy originates from that. So if you understood that, then there is no difficulty at all whatsoever. Otherwise, philosophy, what is exactly philosophy? Is it? Philosophy is something that you trying to rationalize opposing elements of a particular subject matter. Vada vivada. You are present arguments, and then there'll be counter arguments. Okay. So that is what the all entire philosophy is, everything is about. So how do you rationalize? How do you reconcile? That is what Dasamula Tattva, through which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came up with his own philosophy. Doctrine means philosophy, Tattva. So the Achintya, Veda, Abheda, these all three words, each three words has a central meaning to it. When she poses the question, what is achintya? Chintya means something to think over. This is unthinkable. How could be diametrically opposite elements could be reconciled? Okay, so that is achintya. So there is a oneness and difference at the same time. Okay, we are one with Krishna, yet we are different. But these elements are explained in a way, this, how do you see it? That is what we saw in the Dashamula Tattva. So unless you understood Dashamula Tattva, and Shri the Dasamula Tattva in Jaiva Dharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur came up with that, so that is how you can understand and explain. Okay, so here in this final prerequisite lesson, what I'm trying to introduce to you before we actually get in the Bhakti Vedanta philosophy. Okay, it's a Vedanta philosophy, but from a Bhakti perspective. Okay, because Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Through bhakti, I could be understood. So, whole entire Krishna philosophy can only be understood through this bhakti point of view, not simple vada vivada. Vada vivada has a presence there, but to a limited extent, because that philosophy and counter philosophy, you can always come up with something, and that's what when debate takes place. Actually, there is never any resolution or solution. More questions develop from the questions. So where do you draw a line? In fact, this 1 week from now, we'll be starting this, we'll actually be diving in to this particular Bhakti Vedanta aspect of understanding Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra were compiled by Srila Vyasadeva, but the same Srila Vyasadeva Sutras are completely diametrically oppositely being understood by different philosophers. So how do you reconcile that? That is the crux. So that is where this, through the lens of Achintya Bheda Tattva, you need to understand there is a difference and there is a non-difference. Okay? Yes, from a simple-minded approach, it is kind of very difficult to approach. 180 degree, east versus west, north versus south. How do you reconcile that? But that's the beauty part of it, the most intelligent part of it, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came up with that. And the root of his philosophy came from this Dasamula Tattva. Mula means root. Okay. So you understood from that point of view, okay? Another aspect of it, and kind of not totally another, but of a different perspective, that this philosophy, when you say philosophy, what does it mean? Philosophy is a jnana based, okay, knowledge. And jnana sometimes can be dry, difficult to understand, difficult to reconcile. But this jnana, look at from the, लेकिन नजरिया होना चाहिए, अंदाज किस नजर से आप देखते हैं. Same scenery, two people will see it completely different perspective and they will look different. It's called नजरिया, तो ये नजरिया भक्ति की नजर से आप देखेंगे तो उनका मूल क्या है, उसका अस्तित्व क्या है, रियल अस्तित्व, रियल एग्जिस्टेंस, then will become, you will understand that. And there is a whole, what Krishna himself says, that Bhaktya Mama Vijanati. So the entire jnana, the whole philosophy Vedanta Sutra is really philosophy, deep philosophy. Sometimes opposing elements are there, and you will see actually. I'll point out that examples when we actually go sutra by sutra. And the difficult part comes, which is a sutra. We'll see the definition of sutra also. What exactly is sutra? Srila Vyasadeva, so intelligently, he presented entire Vedanta Sutra philosophy in this sutra. Sutras are minimum number of words. Mostly it is 3-4 words only. The entire philosophy is right there within packaged together. So that's the main difficulty why people see it from a different angle and they come up with a completely different resolutions, different conclusions, you know. So how do you decide what exactly Vedanta Srila Vyasadeva meant actually? So that is where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that you need to understand from this Achinta Veda Abheda philosophical angle, and that's what exactly what happened actually. So in these first slides, what I came up with this, I means it's not me alone, and the acharyas, and I'm just trying to explain in my own way. Okay, so these 8 elements, 8 thematic elements that you see right in the center of the slides. We'll focus on those 8 elements in the slides that follow this. But here I want you to focus onto this top portion and the bottom portion. Again, this is a very Shairad Andaz, poetic way it's explained. They are not my words, okay? And look at it. But the basic essence of exactly what I just said, that you look this philosophy, this jnana, from a bhakti point of view, then jnana does not remain dry anymore, So उनकी भक्ति की नजरिया से आप देखिए ज्ञान को, तो वो ज्ञाना is actually important to understand, because Vedanta Sutra is jnana based, no doubt about it, and no argument about it. But if you look it from that, from a bhakti perspective, then you will understand that even some opposing elements, the way Brahma is defined and explained from a totally diametrically opposite way, and both are true. Just because opposing elements does not necessarily mean that one is wrong and one is right. Both are right. And that is what makes it achintya. How can we both could be right? But if you look at, analyze it from bhakti nazariya, bhakti perspective, then it will make all the sense. So that is what it is, what I've just told you in the simple words. Jnana, उनको भक्ति रस से नहलाइए. You bathe the jnana, the dry jnana, with the jala, water of the bhakti rasa. Then that bhakti becomes pure and understandable. So that is what is given in a poetic way. Let me read it. Very beautiful words. Determined to write a commentary to face the challenge, Sri Baladev Vidyabhushana prayed fervently before the deity of Sri Govinda. See, what did he do when he was challenged by Ramanandis that Gaudiya Vaishnavas do not have any of their own philosophy, any of their own commentary, because all the four Vaishnava acharyas, they have written the commentaries on Vedanta Sutra, and there are distinct differences are there, so they challenge, and we saw that actually and we'll again revisit that in the next week, the very first auspicious invocation verse, so that Baladev Vidyabhushana recognized it's a gigantic task, very difficult task. So what did he do that? He actually put the bhakti in his own application. What did he do? He first approached Krishna and very fervently. What does the word fervently means? Fervently means extreme sincerity, daine bhav. He bowed down to the deity of Sri Govinda Dev in Jaipur temple, and he prayed that I'm unable to do this task being thrust upon me. What am I supposed to do? Please help me. And Lord himself tells him, and we'll see what it is. So before writing a commentary, he was determined to write because he was ordered by his Siksha Guru. Baladev Vidyabhushan Siksha Guru was VCT, which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay, he was the one who was first approached by the king of Jaipur. So he was too old, so he sent his the disciple. So here, before the deity of Sri Govinda, as the dim temple lamp flickered, look at the poetic way, as the dim temple lamp is it's in the Garbhodwar, inside the temple, where just the only illuminating light is total darkness there. The only illuminating light, this ghee lamps, okay, flickered against polished stone, the walls of the temple, casting dancing shadows on the ancient walls. Because when the how it is ghee lamp, right? Ghee lamp is flickering like that. So even the reflection on the wall also you'll see like a different shadows, like as if dancing. Okay. So a little nice description is given. A gentle breeze stirred the air, carrying a faint hint of incense mixed with the soft murmur of the distant devotional chant. So what happened? See, this is a poetic way of saying this thing. So that happened. The outside of the temple, the chanting going on, but where Baladev Vidyabhushan ji was there in Garbhodwar, inside the deep depth of the temple. So what he saw a light murmur, okay, and how it is being mixed with this flickering key lamp and the dancing shadows on the temple. So it created a kind of a divine atmosphere, divine mahal. Is Hindi में कहते हैं mahal बनना, right platform. And these are all very, very important elements. How he got immersed in a bhakti point of view when he begged the Lord to help him out. So gentle breeze stirred the air, carrying a faint hint of incense mixed with the soft murmur of a distant devotional chant. As he focused his heart, very important element of bhakti, okay? He's teaching us how to approach the Lord when you are deep trouble and you have no way to navigate yourself out. In a dainya bhav, you are approaching the Lord. The very, very important basic elements of bhakti is teaching us. So as he focuses heart, emotions play a central role in bhakti, okay? And not just heart, but his mind is also involved. And sometimes, most of the time, heart and mind won't allow. Mind looks at the things from an intelligence point of view. Heart looks from emotional point of view. And there's a big tussle going on in between. So here, because philosophy is intelligence, buddhi, you need that. And you need heart because you want to see it, analyze it from a bhakti perspective. So he said that as he focuses heart and the mind in his prayer, a profound peace developed him. That's another hallmark of bhakti point of view. When you approach the Lord, peace automatically surrounds you. Your disturbed mind becomes steady. Your emotions become rationalized. Okay. Deepening this sanctuary's sacred ambience. Sacredness is there when it comes to the Supreme Lord, obviously. In that sacred solitude, at that time, Vidyabhushanji was alone in the temple, depth of the temple, and the deity. Okay. But he did not see just as the deity, he saw the Lord himself in that. And Lord himself approaches him then. In that sacred solitude, he invited readers into his divine life. I'm sorry, his inner life. So he's sharing his own things which are going on within him with the readers. Okay? Where devotion was not just an abstract concept. Every word I'm trying to define for you, to help for you. These 6-7 lines here have a deep meaning, poetically explained, but you need to understand that. And every word of the 7 sentences, 7 or 8, 6, 7, there's deep meaning buried in it. But devotion not just an abstract. So, jnana, philosophy, you do not need to understand as a dry philosophy. Jnana is dynamic and live, you know. So it is not just an abstract concept, but a lived experience. So it's a living experience. It's not a dead philosophy or something. It's living as we are, and it's very dynamic. It changes shape one moment to another shape. Okay. So there's a built-in contradictions are there. It's tumbling one after another. You have to think from that point of view, dynamic point of view. Okay. So this prayerful setting became crucible for his intellectual quest. The buddhi is important. Jnana and buddhi goes together. Okay. And how do you reconcile how bhakti helps when you take help of the Supreme? Supreme comes to you. That's what it says that, and I put it in a red lettering to emphasize that. So that night, how the Lord reciprocated his sincere prayers. That night, his soul touched by the divine grace. So the very soul, not just from his body, his emotions, heart and mind, but even the inner, his soul himself, immersed by the Lord. So Lord Krishna and his grace. Without his grace, bhakti cannot be effective. Bhakti is an attempt on our side, but the connection comes by his grace. And is how do you win his grace? The daine bhav, humility, total surrender. That's how you attract his grace. So Lord's grace enveloped. Look at what it says. Enveloped not his physical body, but the very innermost core of his heart, his soul, Atma itself. So it's very Atma Nivedanam that came into play also. The final 9th element of Navada Bhakti. Okay. The Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, so Lord assures him that I am with you. I will dictate to you, so Krishna says to him, Govindji, and what to write. When he was perplexed, how is he going to come up this philosophy that he was challenged, to write on Vedanta Sutra from a bhakti point of view, okay? From Chitta Bheda Bheda Abheda Abheda philosophy. So Lord says, I will dictate to you what to write, and look at further assurance that therefore no one will refuse to accept it. Don't worry about it. All this Ramanadis, they're challenging you, but they'll be silenced and they have no way to oppose it, and they have no option but to accept it. So that's what I try to analyze each and every word of this sentence, okay? Now look the bottom portion. So that is in a poetic way, but basically what it is saying, Jnana, yes, it is a dry philosophy, it can be, but doesn't need to be. It's a dynamic, living. And how do you make it living? From a bhakti nazariya se dekhiye aap, from a bhakti perspective you see it. And the Lord will come and he will explain to you, and everything will become crystal clear. So that is what Govinda Bhasha is all about. It's Lord himself. That's why he did not put his name on it. He put Govindji himself. So emphasize the interplay between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophical doctrine and Govinda Bhashya commentary. Interplay. So he exactly analyzed when he wrote, when he came up with his commentary. Actually, commentaries came up from Krishna. Krishna dictated him. But he actually said that Achinta Bheda Bheda Abheda philosophy. So obviously Achinta Bheda Bheda philosophy is also divine nature. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is divinity itself. Is the embodiment of divinity. Commentary, an essential for understanding the true essence of Vedic teachings and engaging in devotional practices. Looking ahead, consider exploring a specific sloka. Now, it's up to us. He's telling us that you consider exploring a specific sloka during your next Krishna session. So we'll be starting next week onwards. And we have to understand each sutras, from our perspective, but from bhakti involved in it. Then you'll understand that. So sloka during your next kirtan session. So those kirtaniers beginning next week onwards, you also need to immerse yourself. Don't just sing, but sing from your heart. This practice embodies the synergy. Synergy means what? 1 plus 1, not just 2, but more than 2. When you combine different elements together, it's much more than sum of each elements. That's called synergy. The synergy of what? Synergy of philosophical insight and devotional experience. So both bhakti and jnana, they are intermingled. And that's how we make this jnana very dynamic. For transforming the understanding into living spiritual momentum. By integrating these philosophies into kirtana, you not only deepen your own devotion, but also invite others to feel. So when a speaker, whosoever is going to speak, explain this, each of these slokas, the sutras, it's very deep, difficult than sutras, than the slokas. So, and again, purposefully, I minimize my role in my PowerPoints. So delivery of classes, I'm taking just very few classes. And I've given some classes to, of course, normally I give lion's share of Chaitanya, Sharat Prabhuji and Archita Mataji, right? But deliberately I gave them not too many lessons, but I inviting all of you to participate in that actively. Okay. So here it says, by integrating this, transferring, underlying into the living spiritual momentum, by integrating this philosophy into Kirtana, you not only deepen your own devotion, but also invite others to feel the profound connection conveyed by these teachings. So this one slide I spent about almost 15 minutes. Because if you understood these slides, because this 8 thematic element that is there is nothing but that Dasamula Tattva, which you already now understood, So its rest is just downhill. So now these are the 8 thematic elements, but you'll see they are coming specially from the Dasamula Tattva. So that first is Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. There are sub themes also there, and we'll go each of the sub themes also. But this I won't spend much time because the whole lecture was devoted to that. Sharad Prabhuji already explained to you. So this doctrine asserts that the soul is simultaneously one and different from Krishna. That is Veda, Aveda, same difference at the same time, which is unthinkable, unbelievable, yet it is true. It emphasizes an inconceivable understanding. You cannot conceive it. That is Achintya. Understanding the absolute truth that cannot be grasped by mental speculation alone. So by dry philosophy, you cannot understand. But if you give a coloring, if you do an outer coat with bhakti on the jnana, then it will be understood. So that is the very central meaning of Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Then the very basis, again we discuss in the question and answer, Samta Mataji pointed out very clearly the Shabda Pramana, the Vedic authority, is the second theme. To understand the absolute truth, one must rely on Vedic authority and the teachings of the pure devotees. So Vedic authority, Shabda Pramana, but the Shabda Pramana also to be understood in a disciplic succession. Okay. The importance of, and what the central reason why Gaudiya philosophy, Gaudiya doctrine, Gaudiya Sampradaya did not come up. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have done that himself? He did not write commentary. Why? Because he considered Bhagavatam itself is the commentary on Vedanta Sutras. Bhagavatam was compiled by Vyasadeva, who himself wrote and compiled Vedanta Sutras. So he did not want to give his own philosophy on that, philosophical understanding on that. And that's the reason. But now, through Baladev Vidyabhushan ji, Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya was directly challenged by the Ramanandist to come up with that. So that's why it became necessary. So it was a blessing in disguise, actually. Third theme, unalloyed devotional. So see that bhakti again comes into play. Okay, so I already said enough about bhakti. Without bhakti, you cannot understand this inconceivable nature of this philosophy. Only through bhakti and Mahamabhijanati said. Fourth element, Sri Chaitanya's transformation himself. In fact, in early period, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the early period, Mahaprabhu was already engaged himself in various debates with various different panditas to prove the central theme of bhakti. But later, he focused only on bhakti, So his own transformation was there actually. His example illustrates the ultimate purpose of the Vedas as a call to devotion rather than mere intellectual exercises. His debate he wanted to get over. Then historical context, that also everybody knows that how the Ramananda's challenge and how Vidyabhushan came into picture and how Vidyabhushanji approached Sri Govindji, and that's how the Govinda Bhashya came into existence. Okay, that's the history. Govinda Bhashya commentary itself, let's read that. The commentary it serves as a logical tool for understanding the Vedanta Sutras through the lens of Achintya Bheda Veda Tattva. That's why I spent so much time in the first slide. That is all about that you have to look from the Achintya Bheda Abheda doctrine. Then this Vedanta Sutra will be understood as Srila Vyasadeva himself meant it. But beyond mere quoting, the deepest understanding. Then philosophical debates in schools. Okay, that also you understand, so I won't go into. So connection between Mahaprabhu's doctrine and Govinda Bhashya. This we should understand clearly, the last theme. So the three sub-themes are there. Again, what is the question here? The connection, what is the connection between Mahaprabhu's doctrine, Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, and Govinda Bhashya? What is the connection? And that you need to understand very clearly. So there are three ways it can be understood. There is a philosophical foundation, no doubt about it. The Vedanta Sutra is philosophy. A classification of Vedic text, Upanishads. So there is a Shruti Shastra and there is a Smriti Shastra. By and large, because it is philosophy, so to add a weightage in this commentary, the Vidyabhushan commentary, by and large, he quotes various Upanishads. Why? Because the other philosophers, they point out Upanishads. So from the same slokas, same Upanishad slokas, he counter-argues the elements, basic elements. And the third, response to challenges. So there are four aspects that we'll see. I won't go into details today. Next week we'll go there. The deep, there's a Vishesha. What is the subject matter of each of the sutras? So that's a Vishaya. Vishaya means the subject matter. What is the central thesis, central element of it? Okay. Then Samshaya. What the others are raising doubts against what they think it says. Okay. Third, Puropaksha, the prevailing thinking. Okay. And the final Siddhanta, the Vedic conclusion. What is the truth about it? So you see, you present both side by side, two opposing elements, and you resolve that, reconcile that based on the Vedic authority, Shabda Pramana. So that is the way it's structured. The entire Govinda Bhashya is structured that way. This is called Adhikarana. Okay? So each Adhikarana will be based on these four thematic elements. So now you understood these 8 elements. Okay, now we'll zip through that. Enough time has been spent on that. So Achinda Bheda, this doctrine asserts the soul is simultaneously one with and different. So this 8 element that I discussed before, I focused, zeroed in on that in these 2 slides. So I won't go again. So Achintya Bheda Vedatva. Again, I will skip that because we have discussed enough. And Samantha Mataji also got enough. Let me pause here for 3 minutes and take any questions you might have. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Anybody
Krishna.
any question?
Yeah,
Yes.
Prabhuji, yeah, you mentioned very nicely how to see Jnana with Jnana with a perspective or nazariya of bhakti. The same dry, how it can, it can give a flavor to personal or emotions, right? So normally with Jnana and emotions are totally different. They are two different streams, right? But when a bhakti, even the same Jnana can have with the emotion, how we can see that connection with the Lord, because emotion, that means connection with the Lord. That's what we are bringing. Jnana can talk about some philosophy, this generalization, right? But that generalization is coming from the Lord also. How they connect with each other, that's very nicely you presented. Analogy also very nice analogy as I was going. Everything has got its origin. How he goes to the going there. They recently I had been there, 4 weeks back, and such a beautiful temple. And how he was seeing that. It is also said in Marathi and many other places when arti is performed, the reflections of that, that the lamp on the deity form changes, and they say that observe those reflections and see how thoughts came into mind, seeing that. And my only one word that Prabhuji, there was one word talks about isolation, or I think that was the word something. So I maybe I'm not like you are there. I'm saying that despite all that was happening, his mind was focused on one particular thing, and because he was given a challenge, because so many things must be happening there around that, right? In the temple, and that the Lord may not be alone only there. But since you are connected with the Lord, you think me and Lord, nothing matters, because let the rest of the things be there, right? So so many nicely, and I'm just connected with Govind Devji. And when you connect to the Lord and raise your hand, Lord reciprocates, right? Lord, how the Lord dictates, means that Lord says that don't worry, I am with you, right? So that is there. How the Lord fulfills his purpose through his pure devotees. Also, so many things like Srila Prabhupada writing or Vyasdev writing, so many examples, right, Prabhuji? Again, the same thing percolates, or same thing comes up, manifests in different form. So nice, Prabhuji. You put it beautiful, that word. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So heart, mind, and soul, all three are there. Heart, emotions required. That's a bhakti element. Mind, intelligence is required. So this is a philosophy. Okay, buddhi. And the soul itself must be engaged in it. Okay, so Atmanivedanam. Any other questions, comments? Okay. To understand the absolute truth, we must rely on Vedic authority. So this is Shabda Pramana. Whenever you argue based on the strength of Vedic evidence. So he, in this commentary, Vidya Bhushanji makes use of various Upanishadic verses that will go through that. Same Upanishadic verses misinterpreted by the opposing elements, Purva Paksha, raising doubts. How he's going to resolve those doubts that will come into play. So every group of sutras, how the whole entire Govinda Bhashya is structured, that we'll see in the next opening lecture, next week. When I'll try to give you a preview, there's a definite structure to it, behind the sutras, that you need to really factually understand that. So that this slide is about that. So both Shruti Shastra, Largely it is Shruti Shastra. Sometimes he quotes verses from Bhagavatam also, because Bhagavatam is nothing but a natural commentary on Vedanta Sutras. And his Prahlad Maharaj reference is given how you must totally believe, even again, completely opposing things. His father Hiranyakashipu challenged him that you are saying Lord is everywhere. Prove me that he is everywhere. Is he in this pillar? So when he tried to feast on it, Lord himself appeared from the pillar as um, 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 in this half lion, half Narayana form, and proved his devotees' words made alive. So that is what Prahlad is explaining, that Lord is like a magnet and we are like this iron fillings. We naturally attract towards him. So that is the first half of this part B, and he unwavering faith, so that faith is there in this Vedanta Sutra. With that faith, you study it, then it will automatically become explained to you within yourself. So narrative that conveys Bhagavatam's role. So Bhagavatam is a natural commentary, so that also plays a role, but as a work rich in narrative power. The importance of the Srimad Bhagavatam as a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Can you turn off the background? Someone's mic is on. Sanjeev Prabhu, can you take care of that? The importance of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. The unalloyed bhakti. So bhakti is going to play a central role in that. Okay. So and bhakti is defined unalloyed bhakti, selfless bhakti. Don't ask anything in return from the Lord. Okay. So that is emphasized right in the first, the sub-element 3, and the element, the theme element. The fourth theme is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transformation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initially, yes, he was engaged in debating performances, but now he totally focused on bhakti element only. He did not want to argue with others, just try to point out the transformative nature, incredible transformative nature of bhakti itself. That's what he, and that is simple process by simply chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you take shelter of that, nothing is too difficult for you. So this is the historical perspective. That again is very known to you. So let me still read it. The structured reasoning of Govinda Bhashya, what it is actually. This commentary serves as a logical tool for understanding the Vedanta Sutras through the lens of Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Abheda, Veda Abheda Tattva, Nazariya. The guiding methodology. So what it is based on these three elements. Okay. Shruti, so Vedic authority. Yukti means logic and reasoning. Don't use material logic, but logic and understanding what is based. So Prabhupada is to, in one of the purport he wrote, the simple mental speculation he did not want. Okay. But you can speculate within the framework of Vedas, Vedic authorities, Shabda Pramana, then it is no more a dry philosophy. So that is what Yukti is all about. The spiritual logic and reasoning that you need to use. And finally, Anubhava, experience and realizations of our preceding acharyas. tat tat karma pravartanat, right? So that is what it is. So based on that background, now you add your own understanding and explain and understand yourself within yourself. So to illustrate, the example is given like one of this very beginning sutras, Janmadi Asayata. In fact, that is the very first verse, the first chapter in Bhagavatam, right? Janmadi Asayata, Itaras Chataras, a big Swarata. No. So Janma Adi, Janma, etc. What is etc.? The cosmic manifestation, cosmic maintenance, and cosmic dissolution. The three aspects of it, there is there. How do you understand that? From the Vedanta Sutra point of view, this aphorism, this sutra, is often interpreted to refer to the origin of both the cosmic cosmos and the individual beings, Jiva Tattvas. The third element of absolute truth is the Ishvara Tattva. So one should see how reality emanates from an absolute source, inherently unified, yet allowing the distinct manifestations. So by applying structured reasoning, so this reasoning is not dry anymore, not static anymore, but it's living and dynamic. The commentary reconciles the simultaneous oneness and individuality of existence, demonstrating how this philosophy resolves apparent contradictions. Consequently, readers are encouraged to delve beyond mere quoting to a deeper understanding. So, when you quote Upanishadic verses, you have to lively explain and connect, and that's what exactly in this Veda Govinda Bhasha is done. That it's not merely quoting particular Upanishadic verses, but interweaving that elements of the Upanishadic verses with the understanding of each of these sutras. So then it will become very dynamic. The philosophical debates in schools. Again, this is a Vaishnava theology. Ultimately, the Gaudiya Vaishnava school emerged triumphant, successfully articulating a coherent. What is coherent? Everything is understood rationally. Everything makes sense. It's called coherence. Theological framework that resonated with spiritual seekers and thereby bolstering it by enhancing its authenticity and the impact. These two words are also very important. Authenticity, that is authoritative, and its impact, positive impact on all of us. This victory underscores the relevance of the Govinda Bhashya as a crucial text that highlights the philosophical prowess, philosophical greatness of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. See that? The necessity of following a proper process to understand Vedic teachings is reinforced. Again, let me read that so that it sinks in within you, every one of you. The necessity, requirement, absolute requirement, okay, of following a proper process. So, what is the proper process we saw in the first slide? What is the proper process? Heart, mind, soul. Rely on the supreme authority. And supreme authority's understanding comes through the Vedas, Shrutis. Okay? And Shrutis could be understood properly by experience, trial and error, and following the realizations of our acharyas, self-realized souls. That's how we are going to understand. So this is the process that's meant in this sub-element B. That is how you are going to understand the Vedic teachings So that is what being reinforced, being re-emphasized again and again, repeatedly. Final element is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's doctrine of Chinta Bheda Abheda and the connection with the Govinda Bhashya. And this is, I'm going to spend more time in the next week opening class, opening lecture. Okay. So here I'm going to give you a preview of it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva provides a framework that underpins the Govinda Bhashya commentary and offers a unique perspective on the relationship between the Ishvara Tattva and the Jiva Tattva. What is the absolute truth? The three elements in absolute truth: Ishvara, Jiva, and Jagata. Okay. As you reflect on this framework, some intriguing questions to consider: where you perceive oneness and difference in your own devotion. Analyze from that point of view. So, how might this awareness deepen your understanding of your spiritual path? To turn this philosophical insight into a personal exploration, ask yourself, this author is asking you, each one of you, each one of us, in which aspects of your daily interactions do you find unity? So your daily experiences, you try to intermingle what you're learning from this Govinda Bhashya, and you will see a relevance to it in your own life. That is what it's saying. That clarification of Vedic text, the Govinda Bhashya seeks to clarify the meaning of the Brahma Sutras by applying the principles of Chaitanya's philosophy, arguing that true understanding comes from divine revelation. So Krishna himself reveals through his Vedas. Vedas are coming from him, within, from himself, rather than intellectual speculation. So don't consider it just like some kind of intellectual exercise in this Shruti Shastra. Is coming, you try to connect that these words are coming from the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna himself. And you develop a connection with the Lord himself, what he's saying that, and try to understand that through the bhakti perspective. That's automatically is going to reveal itself to you from within you. As Brahmaji was given these 4 Chatushloki Bhagavatam verses from within. Krishna gave him. And he gave him the necessary intelligence to understand that. So when you begin to study with me, beginning next week, you use this kind of approach. Okay, then the philosophy is very deep and difficult. I keep on warning all of you. But if you use this technique, it's not difficult anymore. Now I rest of the PowerPoint I prepare, because I know exactly where this commentary is coming from. So now it's not no more difficult for me. So if you also approach that from that angle, you'll be able to understand. Not only will you understand, you'll be able to make others to understand also, each one of you. Response to challenges. The commentary was written in response to criticisms, affirming the authority of Gaudiya Vaishnavism and establishing it legitimate commentary aligned with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achinta Bheda Bheda doctrine. Haribol, thank you. I'm sorry, more time here. I thought it was necessary. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments? Nobody has question, comments. So everything must be crystal clear, or everything must be very, very difficult for you to understand what we talked about.
Prabhuji, some framework is there. Now, as you mentioned, those 4 things, we have to look. Statement is there, then there is a opposing, and then again giving Vedic evidence and then conclusions, right? All those things. Now, when
Yes.
we'll go and take one sutra, I think there are 558 sutras, right? Some of them. So all those 558 sutras will be dealt in this process.
These 550 sutras, there are adhikaranas. Adhikaranas means what? The philosophical way of understanding that. So there are within each adhikarana, there are 4 elements are there. Each of the PowerPoints I wrote that, prepared that, I prepared from that themes. First is Vishaya. What is the central element? What is the central subject matter of that particular sutra? Okay. So Vishaya is very well defined in each of these adhikaranas. The second thematic element of each adhikaranas is Samshaya. Samshaya means doubt, raised by opposing elements. Okay. And doubts are not challenging. They are genuine, sometimes could be genuine also. So you have to understand and be sympathetic towards that to understand that Samshaya. And based on Samshaya, there are Purva Paksha, pre-existing opposing view of thinking, understanding. Take that also into account. And then give a Siddhanta, Vaishnava Siddhanta, Vedic conclusions, final resolution, final reconciliation of that. So there is how, so each adhikarana, so there are several adhikaranas. So entire, the way it is structured, very beautifully structured, logically structured. So entire 550 sutras are divided into 4 chapters. Okay. 4 chapters. And each chapter, there are 4 divisions, sections called padas. Pada. So chapter means adhyaya, Sanskrit word. And 4 padas, 4 chapters, each 4 chapter has 4 padas. Okay. So 4 into 4, 16, right? So that's why it's called Shodasa. Shodasa means 16. Parts. And now, in each of adhikaranas, there could be 1 or more sutras. So how do you designate sutras, each sutras? So let's say the first sutra is called 1.1.1. 1.1.1. So first one is the first chapter. Second one is the first pada. Third one is actually the sutra number itself. So each pada could have many, 1 or more sutras. It happens, the very first sutra being so important, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, is the most important sutra of the entire 558 sutras. So lot more is given there. Okay. So that's why there's only 1 sutra in that one adhikara. Okay. As we go along, there'll be 10 adhikaranas might be there in a one particular subject matter. Okay. And each adhikarana could have 1 or more sutras. So this, I prepared already PowerPoints for the first 2 elements. First chapter, 2 padas, 1, pada 2. And the third one also I introduced all of you to participate in that. The 2 of you, is Sanjay Prabhu is really here or just his image is here?
I'm here.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right, good. So I was hoping you two would, because you two are capable, you do have a capability. I've seen you, both of you. And you can play a substantial role to play. But I was looking for your own initiative. I don't want to force upon you, myself upon you.
No, I have replied.
Vinod Prabhu said that I want to think it over. I've given you more than a week now to think it over.
Prabhuji, I'll work with you. Okay, and I will work with you. So instead of saying that, I will start.
You
give
have
some
a
task.
capability.
Yeah,
You have
give
a
the task.
capability.
Yes, give the task and I will dive into that and we'll see how I come up. I'll need
Wonderful.
your guidance also.
You'll have my PowerPoints and you'll have
Yeah.
both myself, Sharat Prabhuji will be there, Krishna Mataji will be there. And
Okay,
same goes Sanjeev Prabhuji. You also have shown tremendous progress. And you will see that initially will be difficulties. I warn you that. I also had difficulty. Later on, I knew that sometimes it's not the physical force itself. बुद्धि भी use करना चाहिए. You need to understand that what is psychology behind that, technique behind that. There is a way that if you understood the technique the author is trying to use, if you understood that, it's the behind every author there's a particular style is there, particular way of expressing himself. If you understood that, then it's not more difficult. So can I count on both of you?
Yes.
I will, yes, Prabhuji. I'll do that.
Sanjay Prabhuji, you?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Audible. Yes. I'm okay. I replied for you.
Okay, good. So I'm going to put two of you on that, okay?
Yes.
So now onwards, I'm not going to ask each of you separately. Now I'm going to assume how many people are going to participate. So rest of the entire 558 sutras, each one, all of you will be involved in that. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And
Yep.
remember, if there's a conflict in your calendar, you can exchange from your fellow devotees. Okay? And I'm sure others will cooperate with you. Right? So with that, I'll stop here.
Yeah, I have one question, Prabhuji. The Samshya, you said, the Vishaya and that Samshya. So all the Samshyas are those 5 Sampradayas. Are we talking about the Adi Shankaracharya and those 4 Vaishnava?
It could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Other than the Gaudiya Vaishnava. Who might be
Okay.
challenging.
So Jainism, Buddhism, anything.
Usually it is Vaishnava Sampradayas.
Okay.
But sometimes Shankaracharya's monism is also being attacked here. Because monism plays and they argue, and how do you counter argue through this Govinda Bhashya, you will see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
This,
thank you.
based on Samshaya and based on that particular Samshaya, particular thinking, counter thinking is Purva Paksha. Purva means pre-existing prevalent viewpoint. And from the Vedic perspective, what it is, and how do you counter argue? So Vedic perspective, that's what the final thing that is given. It's called Siddhanta. So each adhikarana I design based on these 4 elements. Okay. Then each sutra that Govinda Bhashya talks about from this 4th perspective, then I'll explain it. I explained it in my PowerPoints. And then additionally what I did, because some of the adhikaranas have maybe 10 sutras. Okay. So each sutra, pre-existing sutra and subsequent sutra is based, they're interlinked. They're not totally independent from each other. Everything is logically interlinked. So what is that interlink? What is interconnectedness? What is the common denominator in the group of sutras within each adhikarana, and how one adhikarana is led to the next adhikarana? So that is the 4th element that I also use in my PowerPoints. So there are 31 plus 33, 64 sutras already there uploaded that you can download, okay? And you will see the basic, this is the way I structured my PowerPoints, that you will see that. When you understood that my approach is actually based on what is used in Govinda Bhashya, not mine alone. If you understood that, then it's not going to be difficult at all. And you study it from that perspective. Each of the lessons that are assigned to you, then it's just a flow of your talk. And with experience, the fluency will come. Fluency comes with experience, understanding. Look at our um, um, Rajkumari Mataji, I call Bahanji. She understands everything. I have no doubt about it. But she is not fluent. It's because of that. And that's what difficulty in our explanations. But I could see that she understands the subject matter very clearly. Samatha Mataji is a great example that we all need to really apply ourselves the way she understood. Now, how she made progress. So, Sarat Prabhuji, Archana Mataji are undoubtedly the masters. Follow their. So they will help you. If you need some help, guidance, you can help see them. And I'm there also always. Okay. Any more? Rest of you, anybody has any questions? Haribol? Harsha? I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. You're really understanding everything very clearly now.
Yeah.
And you're actively participating. Thank you.
I'm trying my best.
Yes.
Thank you.
Krishna is with you.
Yes.
Rajkumar Mataji, आप है?
Yes, Bhaiji. हाँ जी, Hare Krishna.
बहन जी,
हाँ जी।
बुरा मत मानिएगा, मैं जो कुछ कह रहा हूँ उसमें
नहीं, आप बताएं। देखो,
आप अच्छी तरह समझती है, सब्जेक्ट मैटर बहुत अच्छी तरह समझती है, बस वो थोड़ी प्रैक्टिस, जैसे आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे वो आस्ते धीरे धीरे आप अपने आप को अच्छी तरह समझा पाओगे उसको.
You are right, Bhaiji. You are right. Very much right.
Practice makes perfect. Okay.
Yes.
तो पहले मेरी आपसे यही एक निवेदन है, आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा रिकैप सेशन में पार्ट लीजिए और अपने आप को फ्लुएंट बनाइए. Then I'm going to assign, there will be time will come, some of the sutras in subsequent chapters, I can visualize you'll be giving lectures. Okay? But जो मैंने पाथ बताया है, आपको जो रास्ता बताया है, उसी तरह आप चलिए तो हो जाएगा सब कुछ ठीक. ओके. और भगवान की दया पे, भगवान का में सब विश्वास रखिए, उन पे डिपेंड रहिए, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. ओके. और ये सब हम लोग सब एक फैमिली की तरह है, कोई बाहर की कोई इंसान. So within family we are, is it like on a dining table we are discussing like that? Okay?
Yes.
That is so fortunate. Okay. Very fortunate to be part of that.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm very blessed.
True.
I just have one thought for you. Bhagavatam is natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra, and now we are doing Govinda Bhashya. So whatever you have studied till now, like what is like 2 or 3 key differences? Like of course they all, in the end it is like Lord is Krishna and we are part and parcel bhakti the way. But like what are the differences you see between Bhagavatam and Govinda Bhashya? I mean, that would be helpful to understand.
There is no difference. Govinda Bhashya and Bhagavatam, the basic elements that Bhagavatam is explaining through different incarnations of the Supreme Lord, the first 9 of the 9 skandhas. Basically, what is coming out, the philosophy is in Govinda Bhashya.
Right.
Through examples and everything, Look at this Prahlada's teachings, Kunti Mata's teachings, Bhishmadev's teachings. If you really examine the basic elements is right there, what is given in Govinda Bhashya. You interconnect with yourself with the Supreme Lord through bhakti, Bhakti is coming, the topmost element in entire Bhagavatam. And then finally, 10th Adhyaya, 10th Skanda, 10th canto is all about Shri Krishna. What's his very personal nature that's coming out very clearly.
Got it. Got it.
So the teachings of Govinda Bhashya is nothing but it's a Krishna's teaching that's coming out in the Bhagavatam. And the compiler of both the Vedanta Sutras and the Bhagavatam is the same one individuality. Srila
Yes.
Vyasadeva, who is none other than Lord Narayana himself.
Yes.
So there cannot be difference.
Sure.
Samantha Mataji or Sakhi Mataji, anything you want to add?
No, Prabhuji. I need to, review the slides a couple of times more before posing a question. It takes me time to absorb the subject matter.
You are not alone, every one of us. We all go through stages. Okay. So
Thank
now
you.
it's about time to conclude through national prayer.
Yes, Prabhuji, Rajkumari Mataji will be doing the Narsimha prayers.
Wonderful.
Yes, Mataji, I do.
Okay.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Lad Daine. Prahlad Lad Daine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatankal Nakalai. Shilatankal Nakalai. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kar Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhrangam Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jajagadish Hare Jajagadish Hare Tavakar Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhrangam Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jajagadish Hare Jajagadish Hare Jajagadish Hare Jayo Narsimhadev 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 Jayo Narsimhadev Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Jai Ho Gurudev Jai Ho Gurudev Jai Ho सब devotees की जय हो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Thank you to all.
Thank you, Benji. Thank you, all of you. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare Hare.
Thank you. So I'm looking forward to all of you next week. Most important, don't miss it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
For
Hare
today's
Krishna.
wonderful
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Tomorrow also we meet.
Yes.
Very good.
Then